Greetings, everyone. Hope all of you are having an absolutely fantastic day. We are back again with more Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. Last week, Owlcat hosted a live game stream on Twitch with Starok, who is Owlcat's community manager, and Alexander Gusev, who is the creative director on Rogue Trader. Starok played through a portion of the released alpha content, while Alexander answered several questions. Many of you have asked questions that were answered during the stream, so I thought it would be worthwhile to summarize it. In addition, I think it would be cool to mix in other information that has been released via Reddit or Discord that also answers some commonly asked questions. There are no story spoilers here, but obviously if you want to know absolutely nothing about the game beforehand, this is not the video for you. At the very end, I will provide a warning before going over a few details that again don't provide story spoilers, but they still might be things that people who prefer to come in fresh don't want to know. If there's other content regarding the game that you would like to see, please let me know in a comment down below. Alright, first we'll go over information regarding character creation. Alexander said the Rogue Trader's character creation will be inspired by Fantasy Flight's version in the original tabletop, but it would not be a direct interpretation. Classes in Rogue Trader are referred to as careers. There will be 4 basic careers, 6 advanced careers, and then an undetermined number of elite careers. Choices made in the game will not unlock new career options, but there might be backgrounds which can be unlocked this way. Backgrounds have their own line of progression, and they will allow you to gain abilities outside of whatever career you have chosen. For example, Adira Talas is one of your party members, and she is also a psyker, which means she has psychic powers. She will be able to choose from the same list of careers as your other party members, but she will also have the psyker background, which will let her choose psychic abilities that can be deployed in combat. In a Discord post, Stark was kind enough to provide an explanation of the career system from the game's producer. I'll reword what was provided to hopefully help make it clear. Each character has 2 careers and a background. Each career is a chain of choices from different options. Therefore, 2 players who choose the same career can get 2 vastly different gameplay styles. Each career has synergies with the others. Consequently, 2 characters with the same initial career but a different secondary career will have 2 different play patterns and roles. Later in the game, you can unlock advanced careers. They are like your initial careers, but there's a twist that unfortunately the producer does not elaborate on. In addition, some items have effects that synergize with careers and lean into a specific archetype. All of this together provides the foundation for you to craft unique builds. More specific details about how all of this works will be released at a later date. The Rogue Trader gets 1 unique career, but otherwise is free to choose whatever career they like. The unique career provides skills that turn you into a field commander who greatly enhances the effectiveness of the overall party. You cannot choose to be a non-human or a mutant during character creation. Owlcat is considering the possibility that you can become a mutant later on if you follow a heretic path. It is possible for you to become a psyker, and there are multiple ways to accomplish this, but currently you cannot do that during character creation. Owlcat is considering adding a background option that would allow you to become a latent psyker from the very beginning of the game. Latent psykers are unaware of their abilities, and oftentimes their powers manifest in subtle ways that are difficult to detect, and consequently their nature goes undiscovered. You will not be able to create a sanctioned psyker, which are characters with psychic abilities that are trained and deployed by the Imperium of Man. Owlcat does not view having a Rogue Trader with that background as something that is lore friendly. You also cannot be a null or blank psyker, also referred to as untouchables. These are individuals who generate no psychic presence in the Immaterium, which is an alternative dimension of pure psychic energy that the vast majority of sentient beings are connected with. The absence of this connection makes these individuals essentially soulless. Consequently, null psykers are like psychic black holes, and they can dampen the psychic powers of other nearby individuals, making them very useful for hunting down enemy psykers. Unfortunately, this soulless condition causes people in the presence of a null psyker to harbor deep feelings of hostility towards them, and they rarely live long. That last part might be why Owlcat doesn't believe this background will work well for a rogue trader. Owlcat is considering adding an Adeptus Mechanicus background for character creation. At this time, there are 20 portrait options available for the rogue trader to choose from, one for each background option, both male and female. You will not be able to select cybernetic implants during character creation. However, they can be found in the game world. These items have not been implemented yet. That's all the information I have regarding character creation, so let's move on to companions. No romances have been announced at this time, however, it's pretty obvious they will be implemented. Owlcat has confirmed that romancing the ship is not possible. Yes, that was asked. Starrick also confirmed that no Adepta Sororita can be romanced, and some people have interpreted that to mean Sister Argenta cannot be romanced. I am not certain that's the case, because it's not clear whether or not you can corrupt her and convince her to abandon her vows. Regardless, it does mean that you cannot do an Emperor Loyalist playthrough where she is the queen of your empire, and in my opinion, that really sucks. There's already been a sizable uproar about this, and hopefully it grows large enough that Owlcat changes their minds. There will be banter between companions, and some of them have openly hostile relationships. They can attempt to kill other party members, leave the party, or even try to kill you, depending on what decisions have been made. This does not prevent you from keeping two openly hostile companions in the same party together, as there are opportunities for the rogue trader to intervene and keep the peace. Your Space Wolf companion does not come with a wolf to ride. I have not seen confirmation on if you can find a wolf for him later in the game. Party members are not tightly bound to melee or ranged combat and can be customized in whatever manner you prefer. For example, even though the Space Wolf probably leans towards melee combat, you are welcome to make him a ranged combatant or give him a hybrid build if that is your preference. That's it for companions, so let's talk about ground combat and weaponry. Combat is still very early in development, and a lot more skills will be added along with more careers and advanced careers. In a very welcome change from Pathfinder combat, Rogue Trader will focus on active abilities rather than buffs. Owlcat is considering implementing a mercenary system. I think this would be a very nice option for those of us who plan to worship chaos and might lose our entire team in the process. Owlcat is considering adding jump packs, but more than likely they will skip this, or maybe it could be DLC later down the line. There will be unique and combi weapons in the game, but they will be rare. Combi weapons are essentially two weapons combined into one gun, such as a bolter that has been combined with a flamer. Some weapons will have alternate fire modes that will emulate combi weapons. Some weapons are relics, which might be callbacks to infamous weapons in the lore. Heavy flamers will also be in the game. Triple wielding will not be possible in the game. That's all I have for that subject, so let's go over to ship combat and customization. Ship combat is even earlier in development than ground combat and will go through massive changes prior to full release. You can change to a different ship, upgrade ship parts, and it appears you will be able to customize your ship interior. There's one pre-order perk that gives you an upgraded ship to board and another that lets you hang a banner on the bridge. You will not be able to control multiple ships or build a ship fleet. Owlcat is exploring the possibility of having several smaller escort ships that you cannot directly control. Quick note before we go over some general information. If you enjoyed this video, I would really appreciate you subscribing and hitting the like button. This information tells me which content the community is enjoying and helps my videos spread to more people. I really appreciate all of the support. I've got nothing else for ship combat, so now let's move into general information. The game is set after the events of the Rogue Trader tabletop setting. The Coronis Expanse, which is the region this game is located in, already has many settlers, which was not the case in the tabletop version. It has not been clarified what era the game is set in. We will not go to Terra, the home world of mankind, during the game. It's way too far from the Coronis Expanse for that to be feasible. The game's factions will include Chaos, Aldari, Necrons, and Drukhari. There will not be any squats in the game, which are Warhammer's take on dwarves. Games Workshop, which is the company that owns the Warhammer property, dropped the Space Dwarfs due to internal dissatisfaction with the quality of their backstory. After a large outcry from the fans, squats have been brought back, but this happened after development on Rogue Trader started, and consequently they will not be in the game. The alpha content might be hard to understand if you do not already have a familiarity with Warhammer lore. The full game will not require any prior knowledge of the lore, as it starts in a very beginner-friendly manner and slowly feeds you the information you need to know. Just as an FYI, I had no knowledge of Warhammer whatsoever before the alpha came out, and I was able to, for the most part, follow along. The alpha covers chapter 2 of the game, which will be roughly 30 hours upon full release and is the longest chapter in the game. Owlcat hasn't released how many chapters there will be, but did say if you were satisfied with the length of the Pathfinder games, you'll be satisfied with the length of Rogue Trader. There will be a similar amount of max level content as there was in the Pathfinder games as well. The alpha release will last for a few months. The beta will have more content, but the devs haven't fully decided what will be in it yet. More than likely, it will not include the beginning of the game. There will be voice acting in the full game, and the amount will be similar to Wrath of the Righteous, in that special moments will be captured, but dialogue will not be voiced across the board. Owlcat confirmed they will not be implementing anything like the Swarm AI that Larian Studios has touted for Baldur's Gate 3. That feature allows low-level enemy creatures that are back-to-back in the turn rotation to take all their movement and actions at the same time. Larian hopes this will help to speed up their turn-based combat significantly. Rogue Trader runs on a completely different engine than Baldur's Gate 3, and Owlcat does not believe Swarm AI is feasible to do for their game. As someone who has played Owlcat's previous games Kingmaker and Wrath of the Righteous extensively, I think it's worth noting that the turn-based combat in Rogue Trader is significantly faster in my opinion compared to those games. Hopefully that is still the case when the full game releases. At this time, Owlcat does not have a release date for the game. However, Owlcat said you can look at the previous development cycles to get an idea of when Rogue Trader will come out, which puts the release date at most likely being around late 2023. That's everything I have that would be considered general information, so these last little tidbits are small spoilers. Again, none of them are story spoilers, they are just notes that I think some players would be interested in, but I know many of you would not want to know. If you are sticking around, please place spoiler tags in any comments down below that references this information. You can decide to worship chaos and corrupt some of your companions. Some companions cannot be corrupted and instead will have to be put down. You can also potentially access chaos sorcery. If other NPCs realize you are a chaos witch or wizard, that can have negative impacts. There will be at least one additional Xenos party member. Owlcat has not confirmed who it is or what their race will be at this time. Alright, that's all the information I've been able to piece together that I thought some of you would be interested in. Again, please let me know if there's any other content you would like to see regarding this game. Hope all of you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave me a like, share this content, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I will see you all in the next video. Take care.